Well, hello and welcome to this F1 2017 Sauber Career Mode. We're at Australia, Melbourne Circuit, 15 laps for the race, and it is Season 2. So, Season 1 has been and gone. If you watched the episode last time out, there was an extensive sort of outro as I was talking about what we had done and what we were planning for the next season. Not much has changed in that retrospect. We've got a new rivalry in Grosjean. We saw his team with Magnussen at the end of last season. Pardon me, now we've got Grosjean. Skip through some of these. The R&D tree, we've got 794 resource points, which is nice. If you remember from the last episode, we've had a couple of these done, which means every 800 we get, we can do one of these. And we've still got 3 to do on the durability, so I'll probably get these done before everything else. In the off-season, every team, as you can see, that has improved a little bit. In the off season, we haven't. We've decided to go for durability and spend some points on getting everything a bit cheaper, so we are further behind than what we were before initially, but I think that once we start cracking away at the chassis, we will catch up relatively quickly. I mean, by the time we've got 4 or 5 of these done, we should be level with Haas, and then after that we can pretty much get all the midfield teams done before Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes. As for power units in the gearbox and all that, at the moment it's at 9%, and we've done I haven't changed anything, so I've done 3 free practice sessions, and I'm about to do qualifying. Everything else is 14%, 10, 11, 11, 15 and 10, so we could probably do 2 full weekends with these if they'd have to move on to the next one, and then used these ones here as a sort of a practice sessions. So yeah, not much else to really talk about. The reputation level with McLaren's gone down a little bit because obviously we decided to stay with Sauber for another year, and the practice sessions have been fine, 275 out of 275, so just what I wanted to do. We'll listen to the voice mode and see what the targets are for qualifying. I'll be expecting the target to be a bit higher than what it was before. No, it's still pretty low, qualifying 19th and trying to beat Grosjean, so we'll try to do that then. So we'll go straight to short qualifying then, have a look at the weather for qualifying in the race, and yeah, see what we can do. So then, in the garage, let's have a quick look at the setup and drain the fuel out as best as we can. I don't want 8 laps, that's for sure. Setup is 9.8 for the wings. Transmission is 90/90, suspension is, as you can see there, 99/4433, brakes 80%, but I will bump up to 85 and 65, and the balance. Tyre pressures are fairly high, and the weight distribution is at 6. So yeah, everything looks pretty nice. We'll have a quick look at the session info for the weather, because qualifying I believe is dry, but the race is heavy rain, and we like heavy rain and intermediate running on this game. So I'm going to run with a dry setup. I've taken park firmware rules off, so we'll run with a dry setup in qualifying, event change to a wet setup that I've had to go and get for the race. So we'll go straight out to track then, and get a lap on the board and see how we compare with the people around us. I must say, it feels weird being back at Australia now for Season 2. The first time we were doing this, it was like, oh, it was so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and it was, oh, it's an amazing new game, and now we've done the season, we know what to expect, so it's all about pushing onwards from this point and seeing what we can do in a car that's severely underpowered at the moment. So we're back in the garage. I'm going to change tyres onto another set of Ultra Softs, and our lap time was absolutely terrible because we came up behind Alonso in the McLaren, who was on an out lap, and he decided to just sort of brake on the racing line in the very fast left-right section of the track where you can see Stroll at now. We clipped the back of him and damaged our front wing, so yeah, our lap time is not relevant in the slightest, and Grosjean's being a naughty boy as well. So we'll get out there now, do a slow out lap, and try to burn through a bit of fuel in the car for tyres, and try to beat at least our teammate, because you can see there, looking in sector 3, we lost just over 4 seconds, which is slightly disappointing, to be honest, because looking at the sector times, we've got the pace to certainly beat the McLarens and our teammate, and at this stage that's all I kind of want, really. So then, just completing the out lap. Plenty of space around me. Let's try and beat a few guys. So then Hamilton's taken pole by 6/10 from his teammate, and then we've got the Ferraris on row 2 and Verstappen and Ricciardo and Red Bull on row 3, and Massa, Perez, Stroll and Ocon complete the top 10, so 5 teams inside of the top 10. Further down then, we've ended up in 17th place. Not a bad lap, to be honest with you. You can see 7/10 off of Palmer, but we have beaten Van Dorn and Verline quite well, and Alonso failed to set a lap time for whatever reason, probably after damage from being a dickhead basically on the racing line, so fuck him. But yeah, we've got good pace there in the drive. Of course the race is going to be wet, so I'm hoping to be creeping up the field then as the race goes on with the wet conditions. So then, as ever, the resource points for qualifying now does take us over the 800 mark. If we can, I reckon if we have a decent race, and I use the word decent very loosely, we could be over 1,000 resource points by the end, which would be nice, which means that we can get 2 of the last 3 durability upgrades done. As for our rivalry with Grosjean, he out-qualified us, so yeah, we're already losing behind on that. But the session goal and the teammate thing we've beaten, so again, the reputations continue to creep up with a majority of the teams. And now we'll listen to the voicemail then to see what the target is for the race. 19th place in championship, 16th or higher. That is our championship target, by the way. I think last season it was 17th or 18th. It's now 16th. To be honest, we'll beat both the McLarens and our own teammate. And if we have a couple of good races, I'm expecting us to, you know, I mean, last season we finished, I think, 11th, so I'm pretty sure we can do that again. So I'm not worried about any of that. We'll have a quick look at the old lappy top then and see what's going on here. Power units, everything seems okay. Yeah, we'll take all this into the first race. I'm not really too bothered about that. So yeah, right, we'll go to the race then, bolt on our wet setup and see what we can do from 17th on the grid.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Vettel, Max Verstappen, and Ricciardo, Massa, Perez, Stroll, and Esteban Ocon, Hulkenberg, Sainz, Kevin Magnussen, and Grosjean, Kvyat, Palmer, Albon, and Stoffel Van Dorn. Verline and Fernando Alonso starts from the back of the grid. And with the lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So here we are then, on the grid, absolutely pissing down. And you would have thought that some of these guys would bring umbrellas with you, but for whatever reason they haven't bothered. So I've already loaded the wet setup, and here is the strategy. I've bumped it up to 18 laps, even though it's a 15 lap race. I'll be running a majority of this in which fuel mix. Obviously that's the one we'll go for. I'm not planning on doing a pit stop, so not much left to do then. We'll get the formation lap out of the way and then start season 2 in the heavy rain Australia. So then, lights are coming on now. Let's get season 2 off to a good start. Lights are out now. And away we go. It's not the best one, and I am fucking blind. I cannot see shit. Oh, it's all getting very personal down into turn 1. Lost a few positions, but we made him back now. Still in 17th place. I think Palmer is there. Yes, he is. So we'll slot up the inside here. Brake nice and early for turn 3. There's a Haas there, so we'll nip up his inside as well. And we're up into 15th. We'll try one up Kvyat's inside. th place as we end lap 1. Not bad. And a good exit out of turn 2 here, so we might side up the inside of Magnussen. I'm going to actually. That's 13th. Oh, we're going to get squeezed here. I don't like this. We'll abandon that one. Oh, nice move on Ocon though. 12th place. Out of the slipstream. Very late on the brakes. Up into 11th. Next target is Sainz for a point. Oh, the other flags are out ahead of me for something. Not too sure what. Oh, one of the car pulling off. I don't know who that was. Stroll. So Stroll's had a problem and he's pulled off the track. Oh, and the safety car is out. Good opportunity here to save some fuel. Surprised that the safety car's come out for Stroll retiring. Not too sure if something else has happened further back. Green flag racing. Can't see a fucking thing. Fancy a dive bomb here into turn 3. Oh, that was from a long way back. But it's 9th place. Let's get after Perez. I am feeling comfortable in in these conditions. And we've got a chance at Perez here. Gave us the space. P8 now. Might try something into our famous turn 3 again. Fastest lap as well, great. Oh, we gave him a bit of a love tap there. But we're close enough to go into turn 3. Oh, we might have braked ourselves a little bit. We have, and Massa's gone through. Fuck it. Round the outside. Get wrecked. Three laps to go. 7th place. I'll take that. So only a couple of handful of corners to go now. Well, just a couple of corners to go now. We've managed to keep Massa and Cope behind us. And as long as we don't fuck up the final corner, which we haven't, we're going to be taking 7th place in our first race. Great start to the season. So Bottas has won, Hamilton in 2nd place, and Raikkonen completes the podium with Vettel, Ricciardo and Verstappen 4th, 5th and 6th. We did claim 7th place then from 17th on the grid. Good result. We were fast lap for a few laps, but unfortunately Bottas has gone a couple of hundreds of a second quicker than us, which is a shame. Massa, Perez and Sainz rounds off the top 10. Even further down, everyone else. Verline finished last. Well, Van Dorn and Stroll both retired. Verline finished last, over a second a lap slower than Alonso, and finished 10 seconds back. So, yeah, the Sauber car definitely the worst by a mile at the moment, but we've managed to drag it from 17th all the way to 7th. So, yeah, good start to the season then. In the standings, where you can imagine what the top 10 would be, same as the race. And in the constructors, Mercedes have jumped into an early lead thanks to their 1-2, and we're currently sitting in 4th place. If we could end it at the end of the season, I'd be amazed. But I think it'll be another season battling the likes of Haas and Toro Rosso for 7th, 8th and 9th. So then the resource points for the race. Very nice it was too, 121. And then the first driver bonus as well. It will take us over 1,000, which is nice, 1071. And the rivalry, that would have all gone very nice as well. So we've managed to actually jump ahead of Grosjean by a point at the moment. Fastest lap by almost 2 seconds as well. And yeah, very nice indeed. Team approval would have jumped up very nicely thanks to our very strong race from 17th to 7th. And finally the career score for the weekend. Yeah, just over 10,000. Season total 6,953. Not too sure what 3,200 was taken off. Don't know what that's about, but okay. We'll just carry on with that then, whatever. And we've got a we've got a classic car challenge to do. Time attack at Azerbaijan, race against the clock to complete the required laps before time runs out. Or checkpoint challenge from a rolling start, race around a track to cover the target distance before time runs out. Checkpoint challenge or time attack? I think we'll do checkpoint challenge. So we'll crack on with that for Belgium. It means, unfortunately, that because I need these done really to get the development time, which means that there'll be no upgrades until after the second race. But that's okay, because if we get up to 1500, we can get all of the durability done. So I'm not too bothered really. This is going to be spent on durability. I can always wait until after the second race and get all three done at the same time, and then we can focus on chassis upgrades. So we'll go and do the checkpoint challenge at Belgium and see what's what. So then, from a rolling start, race around a track to cover the target distance before time runs out. Additional time is added to a limit with each checkpoint crossed. Time limit 45 seconds per checkpoint, and we've got to travel 11 kilometres, which I believe is 2 laps or nearly 2 laps of Belgium. Not too sure. So we'll crack on, see what we can do in the 2004 Ferrari. Beautiful sound it is too. As we run wide and completely fuck it up, so we'll have to restart this straight away. Okay, round 2. We'll ignore the first one. Oh. Already over halfway in the distance. Getting a bit close on the time. Hopefully we can do this soon. 9 kilometres, 2 to go. I don't know if we'll reach the next checkpoint or not. We're at 10.3, 10.4 kilometres. We need to get to 11. We should be able to do it. We will. We'll do it. Done it. Passed. So if we run out of time now, it doesn't matter. Oh, there's the next checkpoint. But we have done it. We have passed 11 kilometres. So, yes. At the first time of asking, we've managed to complete it. Yep, past goal, travel 11 kilometres, passed. Total 1148, so just done it. But yeah, we've done it anyway, so that's all that matters.